Welcome back to another video. In this video, we'll be talking about how to create a customized rest ritual for your needs. So if you're interested in that or need some information on that, definitely stick around. Okay, so we've been spending a lot of time making sure that you understand, what is alpha health? What are we trying to do? How do we optimize your health to your genetic potential? There's a lot going on, but we always break it down into very, very simplistic nuances that help you build what you need to build to get the results that you want. So we talk about movement, we talk about metabolism, we talk about mindset in a lot of these videos. And in this video specifically, we're in the mindset division, and within mindset, we talk about the rest ritual. Just normally, what is your process of going to bed, while you're in bed, sleeping? Are you sleeping well? And then eventually how many hours you sleep? And then of course you wake up and you do the rise ritual. But customizing this rest ritual is going to be so vital, because if you personalize something, you have a lot more attachment to that thing, right? Just like how you buy your toothbrush, you personalize it by you picking the toothbrush, so it's your toothbrush. So in the morning when you go to the bathroom, you find your toothbrush, you have that personal connection, then you use it, and then of course just whatever, like you just move on with your day. But what I'm trying to tell you is you have to be able to customize anything that you do, or else you'll feel restricted. Because a lot of us, we live in a time where abundance is everywhere. We can get pretty much anything anywhere. Amazon offers us shipping on anything. We can go to the store, get stuff. We have the luxuries. Modern luxury is just great, but what happens is it also inundates us with too many selection, to a point where we actually get stuck or frozen trying to make a decision. Which is why in the beginning of our protocol, of our program, we just tell you to, hey, do it this way, okay? This is the way that we've done it. It's been working. Try it. If it works for you, great. But then what you also realize is it gets boring over time, because again, you've got so good at it. That's just what humans do. They just get really good at anything that they put their mind to. So you'll get so good at it, then you'll get maybe bored of it, which is why we want to be able to customize it, understanding that we have the core bare base minimum established, right? Once you get the real concept down, the real process down, you can start stacking on other things that might benefit you, and you'll also be able to experiment on top of it, right? So let's just say it doesn't feel good or is good, you can discard it, as long as you have that base layer established, base process established, right? What are you doing 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed? Are you able to sleep for 6 to 8 hours? Besides that, everything else can be modified, right? So okay, don't eat 2 to 3 hours before bed. Okay, maybe try it right before bed. I'm curious to see how you're gonna feel. I'm pretty sure if you know what I'm talking about, it doesn't feel good at all, right? Like when you are eating right before bed, you feel like absolute garbage the next morning, because again, your body spends so much time processing that food in the middle of the night, versus what it should be doing, which is regenerating you, replenishing you, re-energizing you, right? Reanimating you, all these things that it's supposed to be doing. It can't do that because it's too busy digesting food, which you obviously don't need, right? You're not going anywhere that's going to require that excess food, which is the big problem. So that's a big red flag that I've seen over time. And even with me, I actually experience that all the time. I get super duper hungry right before I go to bed, or else I can't knock out, because my brain is wired 24/7. And for me to sort of slow it down or shut it down, I need to start going into a food coma so I can feel slower. That's the irony of being hyperproductive. How do you slow yourself down? That's a good problem to have, to be honest, and I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that this is one of those things that I struggle with, and maybe you do as well. And if you're interested in that type of conversation, let me know in the description below, the comments box below, and we can have a discussion, and then maybe I can create a video about this as well, because I think this will be a bigger issue for the highly productive people. Because again, when you optimize yourself to your genetic potential, you always have a lot of energy. What do you do with energy? How do you direct that energy to something productive and not something that just wastes your life for? So we need to make sure you are properly attuned to that. But with that being said, let's take a step back and then go back to the topic at hand. When you customize this, go ahead and make sure you get the baseline down first, and then customize it to your needs, right? Maybe try out 5 hours, try out 6 hours, try out 7 hours, try out 8 hours. After you do a trial and error for maybe a few months, you will know what works for you. And once you start doing this over time, again, let's talk about the stack of how a thought becomes your lifestyle. Those thoughts that you're gonna have over time eventually when you execute on them will become actions, and those actions will then become behaviors that you do normally that is not so like foreign to. It's not like you're trying to ride a bike for the first time. You know how to ride that bike, so those behaviors will eventually become a habit. It'll just be no longer where you need to think about it. It's an automatic process, and then eventually that habit over time, if you keep doing it, it will become your personality. You know, Shaquille has always been like that. When you hear people say always been like that, that means they've built it into their personality, and eventually over decades it becomes your lifestyle, right? This takes a long time, 10 to 20 years to become part of your lifestyle. So a lot of you that are going to be on this new path, and if you're a generation, if you're millennial or Gen Z, it'll be a lot easier for you. But if you are older than that, if you are Gen Xer or Boomer, you guys have a lot of preconceptions of already built in. But if you've done like ayahuasca and psychedelics and stuff like that, more than likely your mind is more malleable now, and then you can join Alpha and it'll be no big deal for you. But if you're fixed in your ways from the prior ways of the world, the way it worked pre-internet, let's just put it pre-internet and post-internet. If you're pre-internet, it's gonna be a difficult time for you to understand all the concepts and logic that we talk about in this channel. But if you're post-internet, this all is just like duh to you, which is fine. We want to be able to explain to everyone that needs to understand it, because your sleep is super duper vital to your success of anything. If you're not sleeping, you're doing a disservice to you. Everyone expects you to sleep, so there's no reason why you should not be sleeping. There is no benefit of you not sleeping. There is no like social status that you can get. Oh, I only slept 1 hour a day. Okay, are you using those other hours for productivity, or what are you doing, to be honest? Is it just more relaxation? Okay, that's the type of conversation that you gotta have with yourself. But my point is, once you get that base rest ritual down, customize it to your needs. Figure out exactly what works for you, because again, I can't tell you exactly what works for you because you've been training yourself. I haven't been training you. If I did, then I would know more about you. So you being a trainer of yourself, think about it, that's a pretty powerful mindset that I just provided you, I just implanted, I'm gonna download onto you. You are your own trainer. So as a trainer, how are you training yourself right now? Is it a good trainer, or are you like a slacking trainer where you're not really helping yourself get to the level that you need to be able to operate on? So with that, hopefully that made sense to you, right? So always remember, learn the base, and then build on top of that. And in this case, go ahead and customize it to your needs. Let me know what type of customizations you make based on what we talked about in the comments below. If you found any value in the video, you know what to do. Give me a like, letting me know you like the video. If you dislike the video, let me know why in the comments box below, so I can go ahead and improvise and improve upon the future iterations of these videos. And of course, go ahead and hit subscribe. I like that. I like to see who subscribes, because you guys are the true fans, and I want to be making content for you guys. And of course, if you want to know right away when my next video pops off, go ahead and hit that notification bell. It'll let you know right when that next video pops off, or you can, obviously click into it and then go ahead and save it for a later time when it's more convenient to you. With that being said, guys, hopefully every one of you have an amazing day. I hope you take care of yourself. You figured this stuff out. I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.